everyone. Welcome to the For Fun of Knit podcast. My name is Linda. I am known as Nena Knits on Ravelry and Instagram. And welcome to my small corner of YouTube. To those of you who are returning, thank you. And if this is your first visit to my channel, well, thank you for giving it a shot. I know you have a lot of choices out there, so hopefully you'll find the content today interesting and fun. This podcast is called the For Fun of Knit podcast because that's what it's all about for me. It is a hobby. I'm not a money maker, or I'm not a sewist. I don't have an Etsy shop. I don't have any commercials or revenue streams through my channel. I strictly want to share my joy of knitting, and hopefully you share a little bit of your joy of knitting and as well. And it's not just knitting. If you're a crocheter, if you're a spinner, I'm just getting into spinning, so that's something that I want to expand over the coming months. But a little different podcast today. I'm not in Vancouver or just outside of Vancouver in Surrey, which is my home. I'm actually in PEI. I'm in Prince Edward Island today. My husband Patrick and I are taking a little bit of a vacation. It was a little trepidatious. We took I guess what we'd say is we sort of swallowed our concerns about traveling, and we took a flight, yes, from Vancouver to Calgary, from Calgary to Charlottetown. And I have to say, it was so easy and so much better in terms of COVID appropriate than we thought it would be. The plane was not fully booked at any juncture. Everybody was wearing their masks at the airports. To actually even get to Prince Edward Island, you have to be fully vaccinated and you have to apply for a Prince Edward Island passport. So we felt quite good coming in, but then when you land, you also have to, they swab your nose and take a COVID test for contact tracing, and they would phone you within 2 hours if anybody on the plane had COVID. So our entire flight was COVID free, which was lovely, and a big relief. So we're in Prince Edward Island. We're actually in a little place called Augustine Cove, which is on the south central island. And across the bay, you can actually see New Brunswick and Nova Scotia way in the distance. So I don't know if you can see. No, you might not be able to see, but there's a bridge that spans all the way along from Prince Edward Island to New Brunswick. And so we're quite close to that. And lots of fishing boats and, traffic, I guess, marine traffic that we get to see at night. Doesn't happen during the day so much, but at night you see all the lights, which is fantastic. Anyway, this is a knitting podcast, not a vacation travel blog. And I do want to make this a short one because rain is coming. I don't know if you can see the clouds, but this is going to be the first day of rain that we'll have in an entire week. And next week we're at a golf destination on the other side of Charlottetown, so on the east side of the island, the Rod Crowbush Resorts. And so my husband and I are going to do unlimited golf for an entire week. So I ate a ton this week, and next week it's all about wearing it all off. If you can say that. So what am I wearing? I am wearing my French Connection shawl. Just to let you know, my French Connection shawl, which I knit out of Zen Gardens in one of their special colorways. It was a one-of-a-kind under their Claude Monet series. I can't remember, or was it called the Walk of Art series? And it was a Claude Monet colorway, but it's very blueberry-ish. But it's absolutely a wonderful pattern with this cute frill. I'm hiding myself there. Cute frill on the bottom. Super easy. I would say it's a beginner level pattern. Even this little lacy edge is so easy to do. The instructions are very well written. So that is my French Connection shawl because it's a bit breezy out. Sorry, I'm a little off my game today because I have nothing with me other than my camera, which is precariously perched on a swivel chair that if the wind blows too hard, you might go over that way. So I'll apologize in advance if you end up having to be redirected. So I got a few things to share with you today. I have some finished objects, I have a few whips and projects, and I have a few acquisitions because yes, I took a trip to Fleece and Harmony and I got to meet Kim in person. Jennifer was not there, unfortunately, but she is off building her Harmony spice business. So I also bought a little bit of her spice for lamb. So I'll show you that to you in a second as well. Okay, first finished object, my first ever pair of socks for my husband Patrick. So these are Halloween socks. I had to work him in gently into the idea of handmade socks. He did try a pair of my on and thought, oh, they felt really nice, but he's not a fan of stripes. So I had to position these as Halloween socks, which I don't really think they are. They're actually everyday socks. But I positioned them as his Halloween socks, and they're absolutely beautiful. This is turtle pearl yarns. I don't remember the colorway. It is one of their Halloween colorways, believe it or not. But I always think Halloween colorways should somehow have orange or some sort of neon-y color in them. But these are absolutely lovely. And I just used a contrasting black from a Black Cat Custom Yarns sock, I don't know what it was just a sock skein that I had. It was a remnant, I guess. But this was also my first try at making socks for Patrick because I don't exactly know his foot size. So I made these for his birthday. His birthday was yesterday. It's September 26th today. So the entire time on the plane and all the way here, I was knitting these. And at no point did he think that they were for him because I never knit him anything except for that sweater that is still in progress. So he had no idea. And when I gave them to him, he was thrilled. So he put them on immediately. It's too warm, believe it or not. I'm wearing this because the wind is coming up. And so it's a little chilly for me. But overall, it's anywhere from 20 to 25 degrees here. It's a lot warmer than we thought. I got totally sunburnt the other day. And that's why my hair is also in a ponytail because of the wind. Otherwise, I'll be blowing all over the place. But absolutely love these. I did not bring a darning needle, so I cannot tie in any of the ends, but I'm still considering them to be a finished object. I'm absolutely loving them. I did 68 stitches for him on a 2.5 millimeter needle. And these were my test for him because I didn't know his sock size. I'm sneaking around trying to figure out how long to do the socks. They're the perfect length. Don't ask me how I did that. They're the perfect length from toe to heel, but they're just a little wide. So the next sock I'm gonna make, so this is what's so exciting for me, I can make him socks. He actually likes the socks, so yay! So the next time what I'm going to do is do 64 stitches, pardon me, on a 2.5 needle. If that is still too big, I might do 64 stitches on a 2.25 needle, but I have a feeling that's going to be too tight. So I told him it's going to take me 4 pairs of socks before I get the right fit for him, but he's happy with these and he's looking forward to wearing them on Halloween. So that's a finished object. Hi, just a quick note. Sorry, I'm going to stick this little video in somewhere along because I forgot to talk about the cast off for Patrick's socks. So these were toe-up socks. I'll just say that now. Forgot to say that as well in my first rendition. But I'm in the kitchen and I'm wearing my shawl now and I have a long sleeve sweater on because seriously, 2 minutes when I finished podcasting, it started to pour and it is a beautiful, beautiful storm right now. So it's kind of fun. That said, I want to talk about the cast off because the first time I cast off the stitches or the cuffs, maybe it's because it was on the 9-inch circulars and I'm not maybe as talented or coordinated, I guess. When I cast off just using, just really loosely casting off on a regular, knit one, pass the knit one over the next stitch, just a regular cast off. it was really wonky. It just was uneven and going back and forth, and I will stick a picture up here so you can see what I'm talking about. So I reminded myself on YouTube about the Icelandic bind off, and then sorry, hello, yes, no, you can't do that right now. You can't wash while give me 2 seconds. Patrick wants to wash his hands, and of course this is the sink. So I used the Icelandic bind off, and it turned out much smoother, much more even across the top, and you can really see it in the picture. I just wanted to add that in, so there you go. Back to the regular programming. My next finished object, and where do I have it? Again, couldn't tie in the ends, and I am going to take out my ponytail. Don't laugh, folks. Don't laugh, because I'm going to take out the ponytail. Yeah, I know. It's beautiful hair. Beautiful hair. Sorry, it's been like that all day. I made this beautiful hat, and the name of the hat, look at this. A nice oversized ribbed, 1x1 ribbed in worsted weight, held together with Kid Silk Haze, which is a mohair silk blend. And this is Malabrigo yarn Rios in, the colorway is escaping me, it's fuchsia something. I don't think I brought the cards. Oh, I did Rios. Does it tell me the colorway? Oh yeah, fuchsia, there you go. So it's Malabrigo in fuchsia. Hopefully that's showing correctly. Held together with Kid Silk Haze. Now this pattern, I'll put the pattern up here because I can't remember the name, required, I think it was just 200 yards of worsted weight yarn held together with Kid Silk Haze, and I don't have much left. I don't have much left. So this was another really easy travel knit. And what I love about this hat is, who knit this and where did I get this idea? It must have been Karen from A Yarn Tale, I think, might have knit this hat. I'm not too sure. But what I love about this hat is you can have it slouchy like this. I am going to put a big bright pink fuchsia pom-pom on the back. But you can wear it like this, or you can do it up one more time and you have this beautiful fitted beanie. Again, I like the pom-poms, but super warm and squishy. If you live in the colder weather, you can double up the ear. So absolutely love this pattern, highly recommend it. Now I gotta find what I did with my elastic band. What did I do with my elastic band so I can put my hair back up? Or maybe I'll just wear my hair down, but it's gonna blow away. It's gonna go all over the place. But yeah, so love this hat pattern. Again, haven't tied in the ends. And while I have cinched the top of it, I have not secured it because I haven't tied in the ends. But look at the halo on that. Can you see that? I think you can see that. It's super. Oh, I love this. Super squishy. So again, socks and hats, great travel projects. Challenge with my sock is I knit these on 9-inch circulars, the interchangeable minis from Chagu, and I dropped one of them under the deck. I dropped it and it slipped in between the slats and it's gone. So I'm not crawling under the deck, and nor is Patrick, because there are things under the deck, like bugs and spiders and other things maybe. And so we don't want to find out what's under there, so we're not crawling out there underneath there to try and save my knitting needle. One of the challenges of traveling, you know, when you're, yeah, anyway, trying to bring all your stuff with you. So the last finished object I have is this, yay! This is my Bracuhy sweater from Samba Knits. Hopefully you can, let me stand up a little bit. Hopefully you can see that. Look at that lace. It turned out so beautiful. And this is Beatrice Rubio, who lives in Santiago, Chile. She's originally from Brazil. What can I tell you about this sweater? First of all, the yarn is Iliamani Sabri, which is a fingering weight, 85% cotton, 15% alpaca. It doesn't come in a lot of colors, it comes in about 6 different colors. It is beautiful. The drape on this is absolutely phenomenal. It stretched out as you would expect a bit of a cotton to do, but it didn't go all wonky. So this is cotton and alpaca, so you would expect it not to really hold much shape, which is why this pattern is really good for this type of a yarn, because literally it's just a box up and a box on the back, and yet sew up the shoulders. It's actually knit in the round up until you split for the sleeves, and then she joins the shoulders, and then you do the neckline. Now the sleeves themselves are not to pattern in the sense that I made them shorter than the pattern, and I made a mistake. Folks, read the pattern carefully. They always say read the pattern before you start your project, and then put everything that you need for that project in a project bag. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Yeah, I should have done that, because the needle size for the body is a 3.25 needle size. The actual pattern wants you to go up a needle size to 3.5 millimeters for the sleeves. I missed that. Intuitively to me, you wouldn't change needle sizes for the sleeve versus the bodice, the body of the sweater. But I can now see why she did that, because for some strange reason, the sleeves just look, it's the same stitch size, but just because the stitches on the body are going this way and the stitches of the sleeves are going that way, this looks like a tighter gauge. It isn't, it's exactly the same, but it just looks like a tighter gauge. And so I don't like the huge definition here of when I picked up the stitches. I think it would have been less noticeable and looked more fluid if I'd used the correct needle, gone up a needle size. So I am going to undo these and redo them at the correct needle size, but I'm also going to make them long sleeves. Because for this pattern, on me, the pattern is perfect. The pattern actually calls for a 3/4 length sleeve. And I'm not a huge 3/4 length sleeve fan, so I thought, okay, I will just make them short. But in retrospect, if I was going to make this sweater a short sleeved, I would just do the ribbing right here. I would just put 2x2 ribbing, like the neck and the hem, right here. I don't like this length that I've done. I don't think it's flattering on me for some strange reason. I would just go straight into the ribbing, and I still might do that maybe. But I also like the idea of a long sleeve. Now the sleeve hem in the pattern is an I-cord bind off, and I love an I-cord bind off, I do. But in the length of sleeve I've done, it rolls. I'm not too sure I like that part. So again, if I make it a longer sleeve, I think I might do a cuff, because that's just how I like to wear my sweaters. But again, this is a summer weight sweater, so I'm kind of undecided. Do I do just a cuff, or do I make it a long sleeve? I don't know, but it's pretty. It's super pretty. I love this. The colorway for this one was the aqua. It comes in black. It comes in sort of a silvery gray, a taupe. I think it came in a pale pink and a purple. So Iliamana Sabri, and this is the Bracuhy, which I'll put a picture up, sweater by Samba Knits, Beatrice of Samba Knits. So yay, finished. Not in time to complete the test knit. I'm so sorry, Beatrice, but I did finish it. So yay! Now hope the wind isn't too annoying. It's starting to really, really pick up. Okay, so on to works in progress. As I am traveling, can you imagine what my works in progress are? One of them is a pair of Christmas socks. Now, my camera and the lighting right now is not doing this colorway justice. This is Cozy Posy Yarns, the Cozy Knitter Yarns, and I love her striping in her shimmer base, and the colorway for this is called Joyful. And I have to say, it is joyful. Just the color palette on this, it's got a silver stellina all the way through it that you probably will not see, but it is so Christmassy to me. And I think it made me so happy knitting it, especially the 2x2 ribbed cuff. If I had done this sock again, I would do the whole thing as a 2x2 ribbed cuff, because that is just so pretty and squishy. And it's got this sort of rosy red, a nice true pine tree green, a beautiful bright pink, a chartreuse, and a silvery gray, and silver stellina all the way through it. And it is squishy, it is lovely. And then she also gives you in this sock set, the Joyful Sock set, a contrasting mini of the rosy red. I loved this so much. I thought these are going to be my new Christmas colors. Heck with the traditional Christmas colors, which has always been my default, the green and red and whatever. But this colorway, in specifically the silver, the chartreuse, the pink, and the rosy red, love it together. Absolutely love it together. Now my vanilla sock pattern is 64 stitches on a 2.25 millimeter. However, when I'm using a 9-inch circular, which I find very convenient when I'm traveling, so this is why I'm using this, I knit more tightly. I knit tightly? My gauge is tighter. I don't know. I knit smaller on a 9-inch circular than I normally do, so I went up. And so this is a 2.5 9-inch circular from Chagu, and I just go around and around and around. I'm doing these socks as one massively large tube, and so I'm going to have a cuff on this end and a cuff on that end, and then I am going to steek for the toes, which will be the rose, and I will steek for the heels. So in order to get this pattern, if I had just kept knitting, because it's a repeat stripe, if I had just kept knitting, the stripes on my other sock would not match, because it would be upside down. So when I got to what I thought was the middle of my sock, so this particular silver stripe is going to be my steeking mark, and then my toes are going to be this beautiful rosy red. Once I got here, I actually cut the yarn and then started on the other side, the outside of the skein, back on the chartreuse, and started from chartreuse knitting up. So this, from the beginning to the middle of the sock, I was pulling from the inside of my yarn ball. From here, going to the second sock, cuff of the second sock, I'm pulling from the outside of my yarn, because I wanted to make sure that the stripes, when you fold them, are going to match all the way down. So my two socks are going to look the same. I know, that's just me. I was using the Steven Weavin' way of weaving in ends, and I don't like how it looks. It looks lumpy on the one sock. So I'm going to undo that and weave them in traditionally, because I don't have many ends to weave in, so it's not a big issue, which is why I love self-striping socks. But I absolutely love these. These are going to be too wide for me, I know that, but I want to scrunch them. They're going to be a scrunchy sock. So I'm looking forward to that. So that's a Christmas sock that I have on the go, and I'm holding that in my Quanta Fibers sock bag, which I love. And I don't know if she is still on Etsy. She has an Etsy shop, but she hasn't put anything on there for quite some time. So I'm not too sure, Quanta, if she's actually making project bags anymore. I hope she is, because these are very well made, and I do love this one. So that is that work in progress. Because I can't just work on one thing, and I know I should be working on someone's sweater, but I couldn't take it with me. That was just too bulky. I am working on a Halloween sock for myself, and I am loving this. Oops, why am I all caught here? I've got 2 pieces of yarn. Why do I have 2 pieces of yarn? There we go. I am working on, and I hope you can see how bright that is. That's probably true to color there. And I am doing a 2x2 cuff, but the body is going to be a 3x1 rib. And this is Over the Moon yarns in their electron sock base. It's one of their Star Trek colorways, and this is Caitlin and Serena out of Alberta. And look, I've got the Borg. This was the Borg. Resistance is futile. There you go. So it came with a stitch marker, a progress keeper, and I love it. This is so Halloween-y to me, Star Trek. I love everything Star Trek. But this is absolutely beautiful. And again, I have brought, what are these? Because I lost my other 9-inch circular, I'm so glad I brought my DPNs, because I thought, you know what, maybe I should try DPNs again. And these are just Hia or Haya 5-inch DPNs in bamboo, and they are the 2.5 millimeter. And again, because I didn't know how tightly I would knit on DPNs, because I have to say they're a little fiddly, and I've tried them before and I gave up on them, but this time it seems to be working. And the difference, I think, for me, is that I have them on split between 3 DPNs, not 4. So I'm only using 4 out of the 5 needles as opposed to all 5 of them, and I find this manageable. So knitting and just switching out one. So I'm only using 4 DPNs as a whole, and really, really liking it. Now, whenever you just decide to cast on a pair of vanilla socks and do willy-nilly and you don't have a pattern, sometimes you get down a ways and you think, oh, maybe I should have done that a little bit differently. So for these, sorry, I think I just moved you there. I did a 2x2 cuff, as you can see there, which I love. But then in the bottom, I started doing a 3x1 rib. Now, had I thought about what I was doing in advance, I probably would have done a 1x1 rib and then a 3x1 rib, because this is about symmetry and it might be hard to visualize, but my ribbing on the bottom is off center from my ribbing on the top, and that's all I'm going to say about it, because I think you'd actually have to see it, and I don't think I can actually show it to you, because it's a 4-stitch pattern. And this is 2x2 and the other one is 3x1. So there's no middle. There's no middle ground. Nothing meets up in the middle. So if I had to do it again, I would do a 1x1 ribbing and then a 3x1 ribbing on the body, or just continue 2x2 the whole entire sock. Because I have to say, I do love the squish. The squish for me is yummy, 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 yummy. So anyway, that is my next work in progress, because I have to have, I can't knit on the same thing, even if it's colorful yarn. I need to switch it up. Otherwise, I just get bored or fall asleep or something. So that is what I'm doing. And this project, this sock is sitting in my I Heart You project bag, the little sock bag that I bought from Patrick's Projects, because it was holding these socks and now it's holding my socks. But I don't know, hopefully you can see it. See the bears, and one of the bears is yawning. I love it. And Patrick's favorite animal is bears. So that's this particular one. Okay, so those are my works in project. I don't think I have any other works in progress. No, I do not. And those are all my finished objects. So let's go to acquisitions quickly. And then what we're going to do is go to, actually, why don't we do this first? Why don't we announce who won this winter's quantity of yarn? So thank you everyone for your comments on the last video. My mom, my sister, and I had so much fun together. We had 3 wonderful weeks. It went by like that. Actually, it was quite scary how fast that time went. We had 3.5 weeks, and it was like 2 days. And it's not that we did a whole bunch of stuff. It's just that you spend all that time trying to catch up after 18 months, and you know, you want to cram so much time together in, and it just wasn't enough. It just was not enough. But we had a blast. You saw that we went on our shopping spree, and we did our lovely little yarn crawl and whatnot. We had a very, very good time, and thank you so much for all the wonderful comments. And I think we had over 100 comments, might have been 200 and some odd, I'm not too sure. Some of them were repeat comments and people commenting back and forth, so I had to filter that out using the YouTube and I'll stick a little video in the corner so you can see me pulling the name. But the winner of the sweater's quantity of yarn, and I can't remember, it's a Cascade yarn and I don't have it with me, so I apologize, I don't remember the name of the yarn, but it's this beautiful, beautiful deep blue. I hope I pronounce this correctly. José Dompierre. So José, you are the lucky winner of the yarn. I am happy to give that to you, and I hope you make something absolutely wonderful with it. Please send me your mailing details, either direct message me on Instagram under Nena Knits, or email me at nenaknits@gmail.com. And I will make sure I get that out to you. It won't be until mid-October because I'm not going to be back until then, but hopefully that all works and you can enjoy knitting that beautiful yarn. And it is my pleasure to give those type of gifts to any of my viewers, because this hobby, I don't even want to call it a hobby anymore, because a hobby just seems like something that you kind of do. It's a passion. It really, really is. It has given me so much mental calmness, I think is the word. Maybe even spiritual calmness. I don't know. Mental calmness, grounding, focus, that my personality needs. So I have just loved all of it. It is a creative outlet for me. And I get so much, I get a kick out of it, even when I screw things up completely. And let me tell you, I do that royally on a regular basis. And I don't mind tearing it all apart and going back at it and trying it again and then tearing it all apart and going back at it. I might not do it all in one go, but I certainly don't mind. And I think if you watch my video when I cut my Stephen West shawl apart, I will show you where I'm at with that on my next podcast. So, José, congratulations, send me your details and I will forward you that wonderful package of yarn. So, now that I have moved a little space into my stash, I have picked up, of course, a little bit more. I went to Fleece and Harmony, met Kim. What a lovely little shop in Belfast, Prince Edward Island. Cute cafe that's like 2 minutes away, where Patrick and I stopped for a few munchies, and really, really good. And it was called the Country Something Cafe. Country Corner Cafe? I'll have to put that up too, because a shout out to them. They were wonderful. Now I went to Fleece and Harmony specifically to get their yarn from their sheep, because for me that's the whole point. I mean, there are commercial dyers, absolutely, but I love getting the indie dye, the home local yarn. And I am going to put in an order for, I can never remember the name of the colorway. I'll have to put it down here. But Jennifer made something out of it, and it is like a blackberry, blueberry. I cannot, for the life of me, remember the name of the colorway, but they didn't have any in the worsted, so I'm going to put an order in. However, I did not know that they make sock yarn. And their sock yarn is called, where are my glasses? Sorry guys, I can't see this if I don't have my glasses on. Point Prim sock, and it is 80% wool, 20% mohair. And so mohair, so 20% mohair. And Kim assures me that that mohair is what gives it the stability for a sock. But look at this colorway. I'm just gonna try and get you the nice, it's called fur. It is gorgeous. Oh my God, this is gorgeous. And this is supposed to be sock yarn, but I'm thinking I might have to make, I don't know, something, because this is not. Oh, it's lovely. So it is 400 yards, 104 grams. And again, when it says wool, it's just a mix of their sheep wool, obviously. But lovely. And Jennifer still does the dyeing. So Jennifer is off building her spice business, is what I understand. And so she has stepped back from the Fleece and Harmony podcast and the mill, but she's still doing all the dyeing for the yarn. So she's still very much involved. And I love it. Warm and fuzzy on the inside. This colorway is called Bramble. And this is just, this is so fall. Oh my goodness. And these are the colors I love. the rust and the chocolate brown and the burgundies and the navy blues. And I'm just looking at this going, these are the colors where, you know, and the forest green and earthy browns. And I love this. I know, jewel tones. See, this is a lovely color. It is absolutely lovely color. It's just not something I would normally have chosen for myself, but I was going outside the box. And so I did, and I love it. It's lovely. I will wear it for sure. But this is where my heart goes. I love this. Anyway, absolutely beautiful. So I got 2 of those. And then Kim on her last podcast was talking about a sweater. Oh, I forgot the book. Oh, I bought the Rowan 70th anniversary, their platinum anniversary book. Issue 70. It's their platinum series book. And Kim was talking about a sweater that she was going to knit, and I'll put a picture here. And I've decided that I think I want to knit that one as well, because to me, I can very easily make it a little bit longer and make it sweatshirty. And I really want in the winter time the look that I'm thinking I'm gravitating towards, because I started having this whole conversation about what is my personal style. And I have to say my personal style is a little granola, a little hiker, a little yoga pants. Like, I got a little bit of things going on. So one of the looks I like is very much the layered dress look with a cropped sweater. Like, even if it's, you know, the flowy, full skirt, empire waist with a fitted cardigan. I love that look. I love the layered dress look with a cardigan or a cropped pullover. I like the sweatshirt long, that it goes past your tush, so maybe high thigh, just below your bum, with leggings. I love that look. And just cardigans, grandpa cardigans. Those are sort of the things I really want to knit a lot of. So when Kim was talking about this pattern, don't remember the name, gonna put it here. I went into the store and she has kits, and you can make your own kit. And I was given 10% off because it was a kit, and it's knitted with Rowan felted tweed. And this particular sweater that shall not be named, oh my God, sounds like Harry Potter. The sweater that shall not be named, because I can't remember the name. This is my color palette. Look at this. This is a taupey gray with little blue flecks. This is a medium wine color with blue flecks, and this is a mauvey pink. It's just a lighter version of this. So this is going to be the body of the sweater, and this looks, I'm sorry, but this is so me. This is almost gray. It's a neutral. Love it. With one of the argyles. This sweater has a semi-argyle pattern just on one section of it. This is going to be the square, and this is going to be the lines that go through the squares. And then, because this whole Rowan issue is about a little bit of sparkle and a little bit of glitter, I have the sparkly rose gold DMC, which is, I guess, a metallic sort of thread that goes through, knit just with the pink portion. So I cannot wait. This is going to be a very luxurious sweatshirt. It's what I'm going to say. A very luxurious sweatshirt. So those were my yarny acquisitions. I did buy a needle to replace the one that fell through the floor, because I'm going to need it on the plane. But I also bought this. I bought one of their locally made yarn buddies. I love this thing. This is, because quite often you are knitting your yarn from the outside in, and you don't want your yarn to fly all over the place. So you just pull your yarn and it spins effortlessly. I'm barely touching this. So a gentle yank on the yarn and it's gonna pull right off. It is just stunning. And these are locally made. I didn't get a card for, and I'll have to phone Kim or email her and ask her the details again, and I'll try them, include them in my notes. this is heavy. So this is going in my backpack carry-on because this is quite heavy and there's no way to disassemble it. Disassemble it? Yeah. Disassemble? Disassemble. I'm having a hard time with my words today. So I'm going to have to, you know, basically pack it with yarn to protect it and then take it in my backpack with me as part of my carry-on. So, because all we did was carry on luggage. That's the other challenging thing. And then the last acquisition was Jennifer's Harmony Island Spice Company. And I bought her legendary lamb rub. And so, can't smell it. It's totally vacuum sealed. I can't see anything, but it's got rosemary, pepper, red pepper, white pepper, cumin, coriander. So really looking forward to this. I'm going to grind it and make it a rub because my husband and I, we're tired of chicken. It's one of the reasons we come here. Because when you're in Prince Edward Island, there's so much seafood. It's lovely. And we eat so much chicken at home and we're getting very bored of chicken. And so we do like lamb, but lamb's kind of a hit and miss. I can't handle anything gamey. So the lamb has to be young and needless to say, I'm gonna go home and trying to do some lamb recipes, but I was looking for a really good lamb rub. So Jennifer, I'm trusting that this is gonna be the bomb. So I'm looking forward to trying that. Anyway, that is it for any of the knitting pieces, and I've probably forgotten to mention a whole bunch of things, and I do apologize, but this is sort of an impromptu podcast, but I wanted to announce the winner of the sweater. So Jose, please send me the details, and congratulations again. But if you have not been to Prince Edward Island and it does open up for you to come, I can't highlight enough how beautiful this place is. It's geographically stunning. The stars are amazing at night. The seafood is wonderful. What I did learn, and what Patrick and I learned this trip, is that it is best to come probably, and actually, if you've been to PEI, feel free to comment below. When is the best time to come to Prince Edward Island? We arrived on September 18th, and these are the last 2 weeks that most restaurants are open. Actually, a good portion of the eateries on the island have already closed for the season. So that was a bit of an adjustment for us and a little bit of a disappointment, but we got over it quickly because there were other eateries that are open and have been wonderful, but it was a little challenging. Planefuls of people are coming, but half of the places to eat are closed. Some of them closed because of COVID and closed permanently, but a lot of them are closed for the season, and they close Labor Day. So that seems to be the telltale sign. So if you're planning on coming, one of the ladies at one of the, I think it was the Water Prince Corner Cafe, very good, very, very good food, was saying that June is the least busy, is a really good time to come in June, but July and August are very busy, but probably anytime late May, June, everything's open and it's a good time to come to PEI. Patrick and I have been in here twice. 2017, we came at the beginning of September, so we basically came from August 28th to September to about now. But this time we came September 18th until October, and it's a little too late. I have to say it's a little too late if you're looking for all the restaurants to be open, because the weather's changing and we've had fabulous weather. I got sunburned. But the weather is changing, and so everything's shutting down for the season. But the people are lovely. The island is stunning. We're in a beautiful cabin right on the ocean. And what I will include in this video at the end is a little walk around tour of where we've been, like where we're staying, and some of the shots of PEI. Anyway, thank you so much everybody for watching. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will be talking to you in the next couple of weeks, because of course I want to kick off some of the fall knitting, which I haven't done yet. One of the things that I want to share with you is my yarn choices for the Stephen West Mystery Cal. Yes, I haven't even finished Slipstravaganza, and I've got the speckle and pop on the needles, and that's not finished, but you know me, I'm casting on for the Stephen West mystery knit along. So I look forward to sharing that with you when I get home. Anyway, everybody, have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves. Thank you so much for joining me, and look forward to talking to you next time. Take care.